Hello and welcome to Podcasting for Spiritual Women. I'm Kim Parkinson, and today we're actually going to be talking about ads within your podcast, whether that is sponsored ads, dynamically, internal, whatever it is. But first, I actually wanted to kind of let you listen to an ad as I'm going to be popping it in. So this is how I would do an ad, and I'm going to just dive right in and going to show you or have you listen to this one. And this is for a program that I'm offering. Once you listen to the episode, this will all make sense, but this is just one way you could do it, is just kind of organically add it right into your episode. So before we dive in, I want to share something exciting, and that is my new membership, Podcasters Pathway to Profits. It is officially open, and this is going to be a space for women entrepreneurs to grow their podcast into a client-attracting, soul-aligned business tool. My mission is to help you amplify your voice, increase your visibility, and create consistent income, all without burnout or confusion. We are talking about finding aligned clients through an aligned podcast pathway journey, right? So all of those pieces are all going to be put together. Inside, you'll be getting some monthly tips and strategies, group coaching, some live access to myself in office hours, as well as some tools and tutorials, and all of those other fun goodies that may be going along with it. So if there's something that you need help with, I'm here to help. This is going to be a supportive community of women, and they're all going to be on the same journey as you. So if you are ready to stop guessing and start growing, I'd love you to walk on up to the Podcasters Pathway to Profits, and you can join us at pathway.kpcreativemedia.com, or you can go ahead and follow that link in the show notes. Now, let's talk more about ads in this episode. On to the show. We are going to be talking about how to make money from your podcast without turning it into a commercial break. That's right. There are so many times when people are asking, I feel really salesy when I have an ad in my podcast. So how can we do this, right? How can we do this right? So here's a question I hear a lot. How do I monetize my podcast if I don't want to do ads? And my next question is, do you mean external ads or internal ads? Or is there a difference for you? There might not be a difference in your mind of how those work, but there is a difference. And let me kind of just clarify this and see if which one of these might be fitting for you. So a sponsor ad is an external ad. So this is once you have reached maybe 10,000 downloads, 100,000 downloads, or 10,000 downloads a month or things like that. These are the traditional advertisements. And you're going to be talking about somebody that says, this episode is sponsored by XYZ Supplemental Company, somebody like that. And you're promoting another brand. They pay you per download. It's usually not very much either. There is a per 1,000 episode, and it's relatively inexpensive as far as they could be paying you $18 per 1,000 downloads you get. And if you're getting 10,000 downloads, do the math. It can be a little bit of money, but if it's not, then, if you're not reaching those numbers, it might not be worth it for you to do that. It does take time to grow a big enough audience to attract those sponsors too, right? So it's often something that may be pulling your energy away from the message that you're delivering. And so it may not be aligned with you. It's not wrong, but when you're starting out and you're speaking on topics that you want to speak on, perhaps a sponsor ad isn't the way to go. Now, if we're talking about internal ads, this is actually, even though it's called internal ads here, it is self-promotion. And this, you can start with episode 1. And that episode 1 may be just talking about a newsletter that you want them to join or a call that you want them to do. You're going to mention your lead magnet. You're going to share a course, your program, maybe your retreat, and maybe you're highlighting your membership or some type of a challenge that you have. They're already in energetic alignment with your content because you're organically in the episode talking about them. Your internal ads are often way more profitable than any outside sponsor, and they serve you and your business directly. So let's explore a few ways to monetize using your self-promotion internal ads, right? So you can promote your lead magnet, and this is the most intuitive way to begin. Mention it in the middle or the end of your episode. And then here's an example. Want to go deeper? Download my free guide ad. Or maybe you just mention it just briefly in your episode, right? You just want to get that out there as far as, if you want to work with me, I have this, and you can start by downloading that today. It just builds your list and plants those seeds for future paid offers, because realistically, people are going to buy more than likely direct from the newsletter, as opposed to maybe buying direct from the podcast show notes. A lot of times they will get that message and then maybe get some FOMO. They really get to know you through the podcast, and then they get the newsletter and they're like, oh my gosh, oh yes, I remember her talking about this amazing thing that she had coming up, but I want to join. And there's the link. And so they just kind of follow that link right on through, right? You can invite listeners to book a session or a strategy call, just like mine. I invite you to a podcast growth clarity call. It is a free 20-minute Zoom call where I kind of just go over what you have provided and maybe give you some tips and tricks on what you can do to get a little bit more eyes and ears on your podcast. So it's a little mini audit, so to speak. It's about 20 minutes long. And yes, maybe there is something that I can offer you at the end so that we can work together. But if not, there's no obligation either, right? So I've offered value and you might be ready for more. So I mention it on each of my episodes. It is an invitation and it's not pushy. Right? I hope it's not pushy. I'm really trying for it not to be pushy. So if you have also built a course or you are launching something, you may want to structure a series of episodes around your offer's theme. Now, this does take a little bit of forethought in knowing what you're going to launch. And then you're just going to let each of those episodes warm them up to your voice and your approach. And then when you open the doors, it'll feel organic and aligned for them to step on through. And again, more often than not, even though you have talked about it several times in your podcast, the idea here is that they are then going to move into your newsletter, where then it's an easy click because they remember that you have already spoken about it and they already know all about it. They're just waiting for that link. Now, you can use a mid-roll. Just put that right in. You could add in an ad dynamically in there. I would suggest a little bit of a jingle, a little bit of music there, just so people know that there's an ad coming. And then just like a simple line. If you feel called to work together, head to and let's talk. Very simple, very clear, and make it short. You don't really want it to be something that is super long. But you can add those in dynamically if you're using something like Captivate or Buzzsprout. Don't believe Libsyn does dynamic ads right now, but who knows, maybe in the future. All right, so your listeners are already trusting you because they're listening to you. You're right in their head, they're right in their ears, and week after week, you are sending out your energy and they're soaking it up and they're soaking in all of your wisdom. And then when you offer them something to go deeper with you, they're grateful. They're like, yes, I want to. I've been waiting for her to invite me to something. I'm so glad she is, and I'm ready to talk to her. I really want to meet her, and I really want to say, hey, let's see where this goes. And the beauty of it, you stay in control of your message. You don't have to dilute your voice or compete for airtime with some mattress company or tea brand. Your podcast becomes a clear, clean funnel for your business, and it doesn't compromise any of your values, and it doesn't send them anywhere else, right? It sends them right to you, right to your website, right to your offers. So if you've ever been hesitant to monetize your podcast because ads don't feel good, I don't like ads, just remember not all ads are created equal. so you can absolutely grow your income using your voice in a way that's grounded, graceful, and completely your own. All right. Thank you so much. I am so excited to be bringing you all of these episodes. If you find that you do need additional support, you can always go to kpcreativemedia.com and click on that button at the top there and book a call to talk to me. I would love to meet you and would love to help you grow your business and your show. Because when your voice flows, your business grows. See you next time.